Not that you needed it, but is it nice to get sort of a Jimmy Butler reminder of all he can be in whatever minutes he gets to do what he
Yeah,
did tonight?
super efficient activity level defensively too. Yeah, he's a super unique player. You know how he can do both things at such an elite level, and doing it in just 24 minutes. Each one of the starters have had their moments. In the preseason. At some point, and Jimmy just wanted to make sure that he had a couple moments. Tonight.
How pleased have you been with not only the types of shots you guys have been generating this preseason, but also where they're coming from on the court?
Yeah, and I just like the intention and the ball's moving. It's a lot harder to guard when you're not necessarily you don't know where it's going to go. We know where we want it to go, but then there has to be a freedom, to make decisions, and everybody has to be a live option. We have a lot of weapons on this team, and if we're not utilizing that by moving the ball, passing the ball, finding the open man, finding the advantage, then what's the point of having all the weapons? You can't just do it, build a great offense on paper. There has to be a collaboration. Guys have to have intention, to make it work and play to how we want to. And, from the first day of camp to now, it's the guys have been open-minded about it and setting the foundation, and we just have to continue to get better with it.
We've all asked a lot about Tyler in relation to how it'll work with him and Terry, but just in relation to what you are trying to accomplish both on offense, shot profile-wise, defense, disruption, how much has Tyler just really bought in and on the same page as you?
Yeah, and he was playing, similar to this the last 6 weeks of the season and going into the playoffs. So it was set up for a very productive summer. And some of the process, started last year, and sometimes it's just great, to get away and let it sink in and get to your player development and work on these things. But yeah, I don't understand, why people would question Terry and Tyler, working. The skill level, the speed, and the willingness, to make plays. They both can make plays. They both can score. They both can make it look easy. They both can create shots, at the end of the clock. But they also both can play off the catch. And they want to make it work. They like each other. All the hard things they already have those boxes checked. So it's just a matter of getting enough time together. But more than anything, I just love the speed that they're bringing. Our team right now is bringing a great deal of life, and I like it.
Coach, can you talk about that transition in the third period from the starters to the bench, and they went on that great run, and Haywood and Kevin Love got hot? Can you just kind of talk about the resiliency of going on that big run?
Yeah, it started with the defensive activity. I mean, we had some deflections and steals at the start of the third quarter, and that group, yes, they are ignitable. They really are. I mean, they can get it going fast. We've had to work more just to make sure that they feel comfortable defensively on what we're doing. And what the rotations are, so that we can take advantage of that skill level and shooting and ignitability going down the other end. But yeah, that was a close game that broke open pretty quickly with that group.
Not that we have to say it, but we seem to keep saying it. Haywood and what he does in so many ways, so many subtle ways also. Just your thought of his effort today and just growing into someone you sort of rely on to do that.
Yeah, he's... I say this as such a high compliment. He's the utility infielder. You can plug him in a lot of different places defensively, and he makes your defense better. He can guard, on certain occasions 1 through 5. He's a very disciplined system defender as well. He's in the right spots, and then. He's gotten so much more active defensively. He's become a playmaker as well. Offensively, his game has grown tremendously. He's a great three-point shooter now, but he's also really good cutting behind the ball. And he's seen enough and watched enough, taken enough notes on Jimmy that he's been able to find open gaps on the baseline.
MGM Remix Sports Media coach, that young core, that group that finished off the game in a great fashion.
Yeah.
How has competing against the starters and gaining knowledge from them as they go?
Yeah, they're a fun group. They really are. We feel really grateful that we've been able to kind of restock our youth talent, and that group has given an exuberance, to our locker room. They're fearless, but they're also very respectful. They're coachable. We had some really competitive battles in training camp, and they took both teams to the wire a couple times, which we haven't really had, before. And they enjoy each other. They had a great summer, and then they built on that. They move in a pack, So it's fun to see them compete and make plays. That group knows how to win.
Were you aware of Jimmy's attempts to emulate Terry with the sleeve on both the same arm and the same leg, the wristband in the same place, and the same color sneakers? Did that something you noticed?
I didn't notice.
Okay. Does that surprise you, or is that Jimmy having fun also?
Yeah, as long as he's not, wearing some stuff the head coach is wearing, I'm cool with it. All right. Thanks.